Well, hello to everybody here. It's Teresa Sanderson here with another episode of Dare to Do Nursing Differently. And I'm excited, as always, to connect with you. We have a wonderful guest with us today. Her name is Christy Lee, and Christy is from a company called, or with a company called Patient Companion. So, Christy, I want to thank you for joining me today and welcome you to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. Hi, everyone.
Of course, of course. And for those of you who don't know Christy yet, I'm just going to share with you a little bit from her bio so that you can understand who she is and what she's doing in the world of healthcare and for nurses. So, Christy is a biomedical engineer. She earned her degree from the University of Waterloo. And doing her 2 years of volunteering in hospitals and long-term care facilities, she gained some really profound first-hand insights into the challenges that are faced by nurses and patients every single day. So it's those experiences, along with her leadership roles in healthcare technology, her drive and passion for creating solutions that prompted her to work on the product that we're going to be talking about today called Patient Companion. So, Christy, again, thank you for being here, and I'm just so excited to talk with you today.
Thank you. Likewise.
All right. So, first of all, everybody in my audience is typically nurses or
Mhm.
perhaps even nurse entrepreneurs. And so I know that what you're doing with Patient Companion is something that's very innovative and also a solution to help nurses save time, provide better quality care, just lots of different things. So, why don't you tell us, tell us first, because I know everybody's curious. What is Patient Companion? What does it do?
Yeah, no, first of all, thank you again for having me here. And,
Of course.
you know, I really hate to admit it that I'm not a nurse and a biomedical engineer. Like that just sucks.
Oh man, but we need you.
Thank you. But yeah, I guess, give a quick little bit of intro what Patient Companion does. Essentially, we allow patients to specify exactly what they need ahead of time so the nurses will be able to know that. Because right now, when I volunteer at the hospital, like I've seen so many of my nurses like go in, ask what they need just to find out, oh, I need water. 5 minutes later, patient calls again. They walk in, they're like, oh, I need a warm blanket. And this wasn't just like one or two nurses, it was like literally everyone doing this. And, with the shortage of nurses, like I've seen my friend being assigned up to 9 patients. Like that is
Yeah.
just crazy. Like I have so much respect for the nurses, honestly.
Oh.
Because like as a volunteer, like I was just doing like, small things for the patients, but yeah, I just cannot imagine how hard it is for the nurses to be dealing with so many like 20 different things every day, every shift, every hours. Yeah, so much respect. So I think that was kind of like a moment where, oh, can I create something, a small tool where nurses can use to make their lives a little bit easier while they're working with the patients in the hospitals. And yeah, that was it. That was why I created Patient Companion, allowing patients to specify their requests so the nurses will be able to know them ahead of time and be able to prioritize and delegate accordingly.
Oh my goodness, that is really huge. And as somebody who's been a nurse for more than 30 years, I know what it's like. I mean, all you know is the call bell's going off in Mr. Smith's room 116, whatever it might be. And so you go in there to find out what it is. So you're telling me, or all of us, that with Patient Companion, a nurse would not only know that a call bell is being pressed, that a patient is needing something, we would also know what they need.
Yeah,
Oh my.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
how does it work then? How does Patient Companion give us that information?
Yeah, so patients have two options, whether they use their personal devices or if the hospitals have tablets, then they can just simply use the tool, software, a website, and they can simply make those requests on their own device or hospital provided devices. Makes it really easy. Like we have voice to text, messaging, different icons, so very accessible for the patients to use as well.
Okay, wow. Well, this sounds incredible. I mean, I can't imagine knowing that, here I'm getting a notification that my patient needs something in their room.
Yeah.
and I know what it is. I
Yeah.
know if they're needing a pain medicine or if they need a warm blanket, I can, instead of going down there to find out they need a warm blanket and going back to the closet to get the warm blanket and going back to the patient to deliver the warm blanket, it saves a lot of steps. That's incredible and
Yeah.
so simple. So tell me about a little bit about the technology. You mentioned that they can either use their own device or maybe a hospital own
Mhm.
device.
Yeah.
So is this an app? How does it all work?
Yeah, it's a simple app, or it can be viewed as a website as well. And
Okay.
can simply scan a QR code for each of their rooms, and they can simply have the website pop up. Kind of like you go to a restaurant and you scan for menus, like
Yep.
similar type, like, or you can download an app as well,
Mhm.
up to the patient's preference. And yeah, you'll just see list of icons, different options. There's also ability to text in messages. So like we've had mothers text in like, oh, I need 20 ml of formula at 9 p.m. today, and they just like mention that in the app. Or there's also like acute patients, like we've got a 85-year-old patient making a request using voice to text, like, oh, can I get some cookies? And it's really simple, simple for the patients to be able to use it.
Wow, I love that. I love that. So I feel like, this is a simple strategy for elevating what's going on with communication in the
Mhm.
hospital with between the patient who is in the room behind a door,
Yeah,
and if they are immobile,
yeah.
there's even less opportunity for them to reach out to somebody. They can't step into the hallway. They can't do those kind of things. So you have a way of really allowing them to make their needs known
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
very
for sure.
simply. Very
Yeah.
profound. The simple, it's like the most profound solutions, I think, are always simple, very, very simple. So this is so great to hear about. Um, so tell us a little bit now, just about what have the reviews been like of, people who are using Patient Companion and that kind of thing?
Yeah. At first, yeah, there were many hiccups, just like any other solution. We had to make so many iterations based on real user feedback from patients and nurses. And again, I'm just so thankful for all the nurses' help that we got in initial onboarding process, because they were giving genuine feedback and they trusted us in, making a solution that they're able to use. So yeah, really, really humbled to be able to work with them. And yeah, but now I guess we're slowly getting more positive feedback from both patients and nurses as we are deployed in multiple hospitals. We're
Yeah.
saying like, mothers are being able to say, I need formula, breastfeeding support, diapers, like they're able to make these types of requests without having to kind of wait for the nurse to come in when they press the call button. Same for the nurses, they'll be able to bring those needs before they even go into the room. So much
Wow.
easier for both sides. It just works smoothly for both ends. And one of the
Wow.
nurses told us, I've had like the clinical extern and the unit clerk actually go bring water to the patients, because they now will be able to see, oh, patient A, they now need water. I'll just go bring the water to them. So yeah,
Oh.
it's just making it easier for both patients and nurses.
Wow, I love that. And that was going to be my next question. So can we somehow choose maybe who gets notified when a patient needs
Mhm.
like maybe they need a housekeeping service, maybe their garbage is overflowing. Can somebody empty
Yeah.
my garbage? Or I need towels to bathe or
Yeah.
whatever. So is there a way to do that as well?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All of that is all embedded, and you'll be able to see like PCAs or, volunteers or HCAs or housekeeping service. All of that can be delegated. So it's not just nurses
Oh my.
bombarded with, the same alert over and over with the
That's
call.
incredible. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. I love this. I love hearing about this. And just, I mean, and it's something so simple. It's the call button. The call button, I think, has probably been the same ever since it came out. The only thing that's been added to it, probably in the last 30 years, is that we can speak into it, you know.
Yeah.
But even when you speak into it, it's not clear.
Yeah.
So there have been some
Right.
challenges there. So this is really great.
Mhm.
Um, Tell me, anything like this in healthcare, what are the HIPAA challenges or health information challenges, that you guys had to work with to get this developed? And
Hmm. Yeah, we're all compliant with that. Like we're making sure, all of our patient information is it's pretty much just like their name or just like their room numbers and bed numbers attached to request types. But even then, like it's privately, securely stored in our database. So yeah, all of it, there's no
wow.
need to worry about exposing any patient information over our platform. We really understand, even if it's room number, bed number, and like this room needs this request type, still needs to be private and secure. So we comply with all of that.
Wow, incredible, incredible. I love that. I love everything I'm hearing about it. One question that comes to mind is, I know you were mentioning that birthing moms can say, hey, I need some formula or I need some breastfeeding support. It sounds like you have probably different icons or different needs that can be selected per the type of unit. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
So what my med surge patient would get is totally different than what that person would get, totally different than pediatric would get, uh,
Yeah.
and even long-term care.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. All of their needs are different. So we understand that and make sure we comply with all of the departmental and the different unit needs.
Wow. Okay. That's I'm loving this. And so, to all of my nurses and nurse leaders who are listening and watching today, I just want to encourage you to take a look at Patient Companion because I think this is just such an exciting and very simple innovation to what we've been doing for decades with the call button, the nurse call light. This is just really incredible. And I love that you had, Christy, that firsthand experience that you had just watching what does the process look like? What does the process look for nurses and look like in these various settings for nurses as they go about their duties and related to this particular piece of equipment, the call button. So that's really, I just love this. So what has been your biggest takeaway from, developing this process and this product and putting it, in place. Now you've got it in some facilities and organizations. So what's been your biggest takeaway from all of this?
Yeah, I think the main takeaway is listen to the users, in this case, the nurses.
Oh, we need more like you. We need more
Yeah.
like you. So tell us about that process. How have you worked with nurses over the development of the product?
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, first of all, like I'm again like just thankful to the nurses who are willing to work with us because yeah, listening to them is one thing, but they have to tell us what their problems are and be able to trust us. So like
Mhm.
really thankful that they're able to kind of follow us through the process. And yeah, what I mean by like listening to them, it means like ultimately the end users are nurses and patients. We gotta
Mhm.
create a solution that they're willing to use and is solving whether it's a small problem or a big problem, solving some kind of a problem that they're facing every day.
Mhm.
So yeah, just listening to them and being able to make changes accordingly and being able to adapt quickly to what they need, making small changes, big changes along the ways to make sure that we're able to create a solution that the ultimate, the nurses, the users, patients are able to use. Yeah, so I think that's honestly the biggest, yeah,
I
like
love
that
that.
is my thesis, like that is like what I fall for. Like honestly, just listen to the nurses and
Oh.
create a thing that they want a solution for. Yeah.
I love that. But as I'm thinking about this too, my background is leadership. I've been the owner of a hospice organization, so I know what it's like to have those budget dollars to think about and have to consider in every decision. But you're telling me that this solution, though, I don't even, the patients can bring in their own device and use it.
Mhm.
So Sounds like that saves organizations a lot of money
Yeah, for sure.
on
Yeah.
purchasing on-site type devices.
Yeah.
Incredible. Incredible. Huh. Wow. Well, so many good things about this, Christine. I'm so excited that we're talking about it today. I know, I knew when we met earlier this year that I needed to have you on the show just to talk about this because it is so innovative. But what I'd like to do now before we wind up is just give you an opportunity to tell our audience, share with them, how can they connect with you outside of this interview? How can they learn more about Patient Companion and how to get started with it?
Yeah, quickest way is just email me, call me. I can share my information. Yeah, I'm very happy. Like, even if you don't want to talk about patient companion, but just about, for the nurse entrepreneurs out there, like, what is it? What's the journey like? Anyone who's just interested in, talking to a random biomedical engineer, perhaps solving a problem for nurses. I'm very happy to talk to them. So yeah, I'll share my email afterwards. It's just christy@patientcompanion.ca. If you're interested, you can also go to our website, patientcompanion.ca,
Love
and
that.
check out our information there.
Love that. Oh my gosh. Christy, I just want to thank you again for joining me today. I think this interview is an important one to have about how we can use innovation to solve some of the biggest challenges in healthcare. And I think as we think about something like a nurse going to a room, I don't know that we always give it the weight, that it carries, but when it comes two or three trips just to do one thing, that's a big deal. So I applaud you for the work that you've done, and I'm just so appreciative that there are people like you in the world looking to solve problems not only for nurses, but with nurses. So I appreciate you for that.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're
And thank
welcome.
you to all the nurses on this call. Yeah. Really, really respect all the work that you guys are doing. Thank you.
I love that. I love that. And I'll say again, we appreciate you too, because we need people like you who can help us bring our visions and goals to life. We need biomedical engineers who can help us construct the physical products sometimes. So thank you, for all you do. And all right, so with that said, everybody who's listening, if you haven't checked it out yet, please stop by the website, patientcompanion.ca, and check out this device. You can learn about it. Is your contact information also on the website or
Yes.
a place to drop a message or something?
Yeah. There's all.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. And to all of our viewers and listeners, thank you for tuning in. This concludes this episode, and we will see you next time on Dare to Do Nursing Differently. Bye for now.